Right, welcome. I want to go over an SEO strategy for a real estate client that went from 3,000 visitors a month to more or less around 14,000. I'm going to go over all these little graphs, where they are based, the results, what was done in terms of SEO, taking a look at their backlinks, competition, and a bunch of other stuff, technical SEO. So I'm going to be super brief, and I'm going to try to make this video as valuable as possible. So this is a client in the real estate niche. And the results were essentially taking them from 3,000 to 14,000 visitors a month. As we can see here, a screenshot from this tool. So the work, the SEO work, and this was an all-around SEO work, right? On page, off page, and technical. It started in September of 2021, right around here. And as you can see, the trend went up to right about 14,000, 15,000 visitors a month. This is the graph for organic search, right? So people coming into the site via organic search, right? Most of the traffic comes from the US, but there's also a secondary country here, which unfortunately I cannot share, but I can tell you that it is a country somewhere in Asia. So this client right here was a real estate website. They sold houses and all that, and they were a country, or they were a place around here somewhere in Asia. Unfortunately, I cannot share, but I feel like it's important that I mention that it is a real estate agency, or not agency, but a real estate website in Asia. Okay, now let's go over the results. So in year one, we increased, and when I say we, I'll explain why I say we in the end of the video. But yeah, in year one, we increased the total keywords from 3,254 to 5,332, as of December 17th. So the organic keyword rankings, as we can see here, they also went up, right? Because it's, of course, one of the main metrics we want to look at is organic search and organic traffic, but looking at the fact that we added 2,000 new keywords to the SERPs, right? And when I say this, of course, it depends, right? Because as you can see here from this graph, we have the line for the keywords that are in the top 3, the ones that are in the top 10, and the ones that are pages 2 and below, right? But it's always great to see that keywords, and of course, these are related, right? While the traffic increases, of course, the organic keyword rankings will increase as well, right? And ranked number 1 for real estate in location. Now, I cannot reveal this location, but as you can tell, this is a very, very powerful keyword. And we'll be taking a look at the other keywords later in the video, but just wanted to mention this because this is one of the most powerful keywords you can rank for, right? Real estate New York City, real estate whatever, right? Because people searching for this are most likely, I mean, not all, but most of them will be buyer with the buyer intent, right? We talked on this channel about buyer intent keywords, and this one is one of it's a keyword that has a buyer intent essentially. And vendor finance, which I had no idea what it was, but essentially it is a purchase intent keyword. Essentially, vendor finance is a tool that lets you make a purchase with the help of a lender, right? The rest doesn't really matter. The whole point here is to just tell you that these are high buyer intent or purchase intent keywords, right? I also give this example often. For example, if you have a site that repairs iPhones or a business that repairs iPhones, you of course want to rank for how to repair my iPhone, a quick iPhone fix, right? You don't want to necessarily rank for how do I fix my iPhone, right? Because that in itself is a keyword that tells me that as a user, I'm looking to find ways that I can fix the iPhone myself. While if I search for price fix iPhone, how much does it cost to fix an iPhone, where to fix an iPhone in location, right? Those are keywords that tell me that the user is wanting to hire someone to do the work for them, right? I can go a bit in more depth into what the buyer intent keywords and what they are, but I think you get the point. And of course, the average monthly traffic went from 3,000 to around 15,000, and the business generates 7-figure revenues a month, right? These guys sell houses. Don't forget, houses is an asset that is extremely expensive, and in this place even more. So yeah, the fact that they rank for keywords like this and getting 15,000 visitors a month, you can just say that if they sell 10 houses or 5 houses per month, it's still a big cut, right? So now let's go over the SEO, right? What has been done? And this is a lot, right? So let's first start with the first one. They fixed a ton of technical SEO issues every single week, right? And people often neglect technical SEO. What I see most people do is they solely focus on off-page, then they neglect on-page, and they neglect technical SEO even more. Which is quite odd, but yeah, these two are super important, on-page and technical. And sometimes you can even just rank a site with on-page and technical and not even do off-page, but that's a video for another time. So they focused on indexing, right? It's very important to get the pages indexed. Redirects, it's also important not to have dead links, dead pages, right? It's important to send the people where you want to send them. And on-page SEO, of course, adding the meta tags, meta descriptions, having a proper content strategy on the content that's already there, and thin pages, essentially optimizing pages that don't have much content, right? That's very, very important. Then optimizing old content and publishing new articles using Surfer SEO. Surfer SEO is a tool that essentially lets you optimize an article or piece of content for SEO. I think the main value proposition in my eyes is that you put your text there or you write your articles there, and they tell you, okay, this is good to go for SEO. If you blast this on a site, is ready, quote unquote, ready to rank. But the valuable thing here is not, of course, it's very important to create new content, but it's also very important to optimize old content, right? Revive the old content, because you already have it there, right? You already spent time creating it and developing it, right? And researching it. So why not take it and refresh it, right? To the present. It's quite important, and a lot of people often neglect this, but it's a big one. Interlinking, of course, is also a big one, right? If you're building links, you want the link juice to pass from page to page, so it's important to interlink them. Also to create a better user experience, right? Because I also say this a lot. The goal with SEO is not just to focus on getting traffic, right? You want to get traffic, but you want that traffic to convert. And a great way to increase convergence is with proper interlinking. And this was a funny one, preparing for migration to WordPress. The site was on a Russian CMS, so the massive website had over 367,000 URLs running on an old Russian CMS. So it did the whole migration, which I'm imagining would be a pain. So yeah, this is what was done, right, in a short list. Now, let me tell you something that's really interesting. Let's look here at the top keywords. So the keywords are ranking for. By the way, this tool, my goal is not to sell you this tool, but if you want to get this tool, you can get it here. I'll leave a link in the description, but we'll talk a bit more about this later on. But yeah, so what I want to talk about here is building the customer journey and not just optimizing for money or purchase intent keywords, right? And what do I mean by this? By building the customer journey. Let's take a look here at some of the keywords that they're ranking for. So cost of living in, again, I had to hide it. This keyword has a monthly search volume of 800 per month, right? They're ranking number 2, right? And they get around more or less 70 clicks on this per month, right? So cost of living in, bam. Remember, these guys are a real estate, not agent, but they're a real estate business in this country, right? So it's interesting to see that they're not just ranking for buy a house in whatever, or these money or purchase intent keywords. They're also trying to dominate the market for keywords that lead people indirectly to purchasing a house, right? If someone is searching for cost of living in whatever, of course, a lot of them might just be looking to live there for 1 month or 2, right? Then live for 6 months, and then eventually buy a house. But they start the customer journey very, very early, because if the first point of contact is their site, right? For someone that wants to know the cost of living in, when these people want to buy a house eventually or rent an apartment, they will remember the site, ideally, if they do proper retargeting, email marketing, all that. Again, that's a video for another time. They will remember about this brand, and most likely they'll purchase from them later down the line. So it's pretty cool to see this. Of course, we have purchase intent keywords here. Again, cost of living in. This should be the country. I think this is a location inside the country, so you can target suburbs as well. And if you have a big country, you have a bunch of suburbs. So, I mean, just imagine what you can do. Again, living costs, another indirect one. This is not really a good one. Cost of living in whatever for expats. Again, targeting these keywords of the cost of living in the country, because the good thing about this is that you need to develop. That's why keyword research is very important. Sorry, I'm stumbling upon my words, but I get excited about this because it's really cool to see that if you develop a proper keyword research strategy, you can target a bunch of these keywords that indirectly will bring clients to your business. So another one, how much does it cost to live in whatever, right? Because people asking these questions will most likely be interested in renting an apartment or buying a house. Move to country, this is a big one as well. And you can have articles about why this country is so good, why the food is great, why the houses are affordable, where you can buy houses, right? Again, you can do a lot with this. These are purchase intent keywords, again, if it was for sale. Again, cost of living, how much you need, whatever. Let's see here really quickly what these ones are. Purchase intent keywords, of course, property for sale. Ranking 5th, ranking 10th. And these are going down because they've neglected the SEO a bit, but I won't talk about that at the moment. Rentals, whatever. They're ranking very well for these keywords. And yeah, I just wanted to show you this because it's important to also look at the customer journey. Again, not just optimizing for purchase intent keywords. I thought this was very interesting. That's why I'm sharing. Then we can also look at the competition here. Again, all these graphs you can get from here. This is the tool that gives you all this. it's quite affordable, $19 a month. And I'll give you a coupon code. I think it's save 50 or get 50. I'll leave it in the description to get an instant 50% off, so you don't have to pay full price. But I'm getting all this data from here, right? So I can even go here. Yeah, this is the tool essentially. Get all this, which is pretty cool. So let's continue on. The competitors, the guys are here, are this one, and it's why I took a screenshot of this is because interesting to see that the whole industry tanked right here around October, November 2022, right? The whole industry tanked right here, not just their own sites. So this is a cool tool to see that also your competition went down, right? So it's not necessarily that you're doing something wrong because everyone went down. So it's a good thing to see, right? Even though that everyone went down, we can see that their site did come out on top, which is quite interesting. So the guys that were ranking first are now below them. So it's pretty interesting to see. Now, backlinks. I did want to look at the backlinks they have because they have a really powerful backlink here from New York Times. So just I thought it was interesting to show you guys because again, the tool that I'm using gets you access to all this. No need to pay for Ahrefs because it's quite expensive, or SEMrush. I think it's $100 a month. So you can just grab this for $19 if you want. What else we have here? I did want to talk about technical SEO, right? I had to hide a lot of things here so I don't show the location and dox the client by mistake. But we can see here, meta title, of course, country, real estate, properties for sale and rent, real estate, right? So very targeted, very optimized with the keywords they want to rank for. And exactly, it tells Google what the site is about, right? Real estate, business that sells and rents properties in X country, right? The description goes a bit more further into what the business is. The business name is the number one property since whatever. Search best properties buy rent, again buy and rent, covering, and then gives it some areas, right? So this is very well optimized. It essentially tells Google exactly what they are, what they do, and where you can find them, right? These are no longer valid. Google doesn't really look at these, so we can just skip them. This is the homepage. Oh, by the way, I'm showing you all this, and you can get this for free. It's this little plugin right here. You can just click it and it gives you a bunch of information, meta titles, headings, meta images, links, all that. You can get this for free. I'll leave a link in the description for this as well. Or if you just go to the Chrome store and type in vetted SEO helper, you can get it for free. So that's just that. What I want to show you here is that they only have one H1, and a lot of people have multiple H1s, and this is a big no-no. So I just want to show you this really quickly. Welcome to whatever, real estate, location, number one property since whatever, right? Sprinkling the keywords here, H2 as well, whatever, real estate, where cultural, beauty, and investment, whatever, right? So it's quite hard to go over this because I don't want to dox the client, but I just want to show you that they sprinkle their keywords naturally in the H1s, H2s, even in here. So quite interesting to see. It's a good practice. And yeah, so that's essentially it. A bit of a short one. I do want to go over who's the mastermind behind all this, but it's pretty cool to see that the effect SEO can have on a business, right? They had been more ranking or getting the same traffic more or less for years, right? Around the 5K mark for years on end. And when an SEO comes in, bam, it just spikes up, right? Just spikes up. So this is the power SEO can have, the effect SEO can have on any business. So pretty cool to see. And again, the mastermind behind all this is Bart right here. I'll leave a link for his profile in the description. You even can listen to his presentation video if you want. He has a couple of services here on Vetted if you want to grab them. If you want to hire him for a more tailored strategy, you can just click this button right here. And if you're a fit as a client, we can match you with Bart, of course. You can also, if you want to pick his brain on this SEO strategy or any other SEO strategy, you can just set up a consulting call with him. So for an hour, you can just pick his brain on anything related to SEO. So yeah, that's about it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. I haven't recorded one of these in a while. These long breakdowns, I guess. This one is 15 minutes long, sorry. And I try not to make this too boring because I don't want to dive too deep into the technical SEO aspect of things, because I do want to keep this interesting. And my goal again with all this channel is to show you that SEO, there we go, can be beneficial for a lot of businesses. As you can see here, the results are clear. So yeah. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to check out Bart. Make sure to check out this little tool that I showed you before. I'll leave a link for 50% off. That's 50 in the description as well. And yeah, feel free to check out Vetted as well. If you need any type of SEO services, consulting, or an actual tailored managed SEO strategy, Vetted is the place for you. Thank you so much, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.